So, Justin, along those lines, then, the administration, they just love talking about deregulation all over the board. But the tariff chaos that Henrietta just spoke to is forcing executives to make business decisions, not based on, the numbers or the facts, but really on the president's whims, not even the realities of the market. So what do you think?
It's a wonderful question you asked there. I've been waiting for it, Simone. So the White House talks a lot about regulation, but if you talk to anyone in business right now, if you're listening in on a corporate call, if you're in a board meeting, what you hear is executives saying, will this be okay by the White House? And they don't know. And what they're worried about is it will elicit some form of retaliation. ABC News is today's example of the day. And so really what we've done is, yes, they might be ripping up some of the formal rules. That's what they call deregulation. But now we have this big set of unwritten rules. They're unwritten rules that are basically the president's whim. The written rules are much better. They went through a formal review process. They went through a cost-benefit review. They listened to stakeholders before they were written down. There may be too many regulations sometimes. What we have now is a much bigger book of unwritten rules which create immense uncertainty and which have very little to do with what's good for you, me, or the American economy, and a lot more to do with the president's moods.
Yes, ABC is the example of the day on this deregulation today. Tomorrow it's something else. Okay, so this is the tariffs. It is all connected to the Federal Reserve because they cut rates yesterday, Justin. This is the first time they've done so in 9 months. Investors and the president, they were thrilled. But Jerome Powell, he actually seemed less optimistic. So is this really a victory if it comes with such an uncertain economic outlook?
Look, the problem that Powell faces right now is a very difficult one, which is that the tariffs have caused a slowdown in the economic activity and rising unemployment. And we've got high and rising inflation. And that was the big news out of the Fed. They recognized both. They tell you to do different things. When you've got high inflation, you raise rates. When the economy is slowing, you lower rates. Look, I've got one simple secret trick which can actually solve both of these problems at once. No one's thought of this. Here it is. Get rid of the tariffs. That's what solves both of these problems. Monetary policy can't solve the problem that Trump has created. And so they're trying to mop up the mess. But the fundamental problem is the White House and the tariff program.